Point out the light lenses on the left front of the truck and tell the examiner, the lenses are the proper color, they are clean, not broken, securely mounted, and not missing. Level vehicle. Point to the truck and tell the examiner, the truck is level front to rear and side to side. Open the hood of the truck. Check critical fluid levels. Start on the passenger side of the truck. Point out the cooling system expansion tank. Tell the examiner, the coolant level is between the low and high mark and the tank is not leaking. Then go back to the driver's side of the truck. Point out the engine oil dipstick. Tell the examiner, I would pull the dipstick out, wipe it clean, put it back in, pull it back out, and make sure the oil level is between the low and the high mark on the dipstick to make sure I have the proper oil level. Point out the power steering fluid reservoir. Tell the examiner, the power steering fluid level is between the low and high mark and the reservoir is not leaking. Fluid and air leaks. Look for puddles on the ground that would be dripping fluids around and on underside of engine and transmission. Tell the examiner, there are no leaking fluids under the truck. Point to the hose and air lines. Tell the examiner, there are no leaking fluids or air leaks from the hoses or air lines. Steering system. Point to the power steering box. Tell the examiner, the power steering box is securely mounted and not leaking. Point to the power steering hoses and connections. Tell the examiner, the power steering hoses are securely attached, not cracked, worn, or leaking. Point to the steering system connections. You do not need to name them, but point out the pitman arm, drag length, and tie rod. Tell the examiner, the steering system connections have no missing castle nuts, bolts, or cotter keys. Point to the visible connecting links, arms, and rods from the steering box to the wheel. Tell the examiner, they are not worn or cracked, and the joints and sockets are not worn or loose.